على رسول الله وصحبه ومن والاه. أحبتي في الله, my dear brothers and sisters, many of those companions of the Prophet ﷺ left their comfortable zone and homeland, and they migrated from Mecca to Medina, looking for a safe shelter, for establishment if the new Islamic state, the real Islamic state, where there's no any kind of oppression or transgression. And they paid high price for that, like where most of them, they left empty hands, full of heart of Iman, but shortest means of life. And that was not easy. And they sacrificed this dunya in order to gain akhirah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the story of some of them in many verses of the Quran. And one of those verses in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابْتِغَاءَ مَرْضَاتِ اللَّهِ. Among people and among you, some of those, they might sell themselves, which means they give up everything. Why is that? ابتغاء مرضات الله. They are seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as long as Allah is happy with them, they didn't care about what they lost from this dunya. Because they believe in that, if they gain Allah, they mean they gain everything. And if they miss Allah, they mean they gain nothing. And when they came to Medina, there's a group welcome them. They get the title and the honor of Al-Ansar. So those Muhajirin being welcomed by the Ansar, the citizen and the residents of Medina. Ansar themselves were majority from Aus and Khazraj, two different tribes. They used to fight for nothing. They used to have disputes and problems, and from time to time, they proud of themselves and their tribes, and they put the other tribes down. But when they adopted Islam, and Allah lightened their heart with Islam, Islam united them. One time, the people of Ansar came to the Prophet complaining that they have not get share as the other get. You know what Prophet told them? So isn't enough for you that the Prophet with you in your side? You gained the Prophet. They said that suffices us. Your statement, it's enough for us. And the Prophet said, Hubbul Ansari min al-Iman. The love of Ansar is a sign of Iman. When the Muhajirin came, they came to Darul Iman and Darul Taqwa, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala united their hearts. And there is something amazing the Prophet did, and I'm sure you have heard about it, which is Mu'akha bin al-Muhajirin al-Ansar. But do you know literally what Mu'akha means at that time? The brotherhood, which not the real brotherhood, the brotherhood of Iman. It's not the blood relation. What's more important, the faith relation. So they had mu'akha. They became ikhwa. Maybe you think it's metaphorically, like brothers. No. They became actually close to each other more than their own brothers. To the point that at the first years of the revelation, as the ayat I just recited, they inherit each other. Normally somebody will inherit somebody from your relatives. Among your relatives, he will get that share from what you left behind. But that they have kind of inheritance in between. And Allah mentioned that in Surah Al-Anfal. That relation is unique. And Allah started that mission by لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا ما ألفت بين قلوبهم. If you spend all of the wealth in the earth, you cannot unite their hearts. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who united them, ولكن الله ألف بينهم. Allah brought them together. And what united them again? It's the Iman. The example of Muhajir and Ansar, that example we should adapt. I'm not talking about the point of inheritance, because that being abrogated by other rules. But I'm talking about the love, the amount of love, the relation in between, the great support they gain from each other. That should be always adapted, and always that example should be one of the methods that we apply in our life. Now, we know there's an honor for Muhajirin and honor for Ansar, no doubt. But our situation, what do you think? And our example, it's close to the example of Muhajirin or close to the example of Ansar? How do you look at it? Because sometimes it depends how you look at it. Yes, the angle. I'm giving you an example. Salman al-Farisi. Is he from Ansar or he's from Muhajirin? Actually, the group of Ansar, they said, Salman, he's among us. Why is that? The group of Ansar, they said, Salman among us. Because when the Prophet arrived in Medina, Salman was there in Medina. So one of those will come to the Prophet. And a group of Muhajirin, they said, no, Salman is among us. Because he made all hijrah from his own town, from one city to the other, to the point that in one of the stages, they sold him as a slave. And then he served in one churches, and he moved to other groups and other until he arrived Medina. So he made hijrah, from his own town to the city of Medina. Why they are debating? The Prophet told them, no, Salmanu minna al al-bayt. Salman, he's among us, the household of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet described the main and the real relation, the relation of Iman. Salman, he's not even Arab, has no relation to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in blood, but he said he's among us, the household of Muhammad. Allah blamed Nuh alayhi salam because Allah promised him to protect and save his family, but his son was not. And he was upset, because his son was among kafirin. Allah told him, "Innahu laysa min ahlik." He's not among your family. Can you imagine? His own son, and Allah told him, "Innahu laysa min ahlik. Innahu amalun ghayru salih." Another riwayah, "Innahu amala ghayra salih." So we need to value that relation. My question again to you, my dear brothers and sisters, how you see yourself? You see yourself close to the example of Muhajirin? They left everything behind. They left dunya just in the sake of Allah to move from one place to other? Or you see the example like the Ansar, the one will come others and support them? So how do you see yourself? Let me answer that question. I see myself, those born in Islam and in a society here where Muslims are now Muslims, as we are the Muhajirin. And we have a duty to welcome the Ansar. Sorry, I messed up. I see myself as literally we move from place to other as Muhajirin. But in fact, we are like the Ansar. Like the mosque, like the city of Medina. We should welcome the Muhajirin. Now, the question, in this sense, who are they, the Muhajirin? The convert, the new Muslims. Those are Muhajirin. It's because many of them, they left their culture, their families, their habit that they used to do, and even some of them, they left their work in order to come and adopt this new religion for them. So, are we there ready to be Ansar for those Muhajirin, like the Sahaba at that time did? First of all, they agree with us, they agree with me that in this sense, in this context, that we are the Ansar and they are the Muhajirin. Yes. Imagine of those Muhajirin, nobody welcomed them in the city of Medina. Imagine nobody hosted them. And by the way, the Prophet himself was hosted by one of the companions. The Prophet stayed 6 months in his house. Do you know his name? You should know his name. Huh? Huh? 6 months in the house, he was happy. And it's amazing. One time we'll tell you even some stories in there. Like, you know, what happened when sometimes he will cook some food with a garlic and the Prophet will never eat. You know, the Prophet, he doesn't. I'm not saying it's about something bad. No. Because he meeting more often with people. And he doesn't want somebody will stay away from him because of that. You get my point. So do not say, you know, something wrong about the garlic. No, it's healthy, it's something good. You know, but he used to cook. The Prophet never told him do not cook it. But because he knows the Prophet, he never touched it, he stopped even cooking with that. Look at that even sensitivity that he does. SubhanAllah. Anyway, there are many stories I'd like to share with you later. So he stayed with Abu Ayyub al-Ansari. He was buried at the Qal'ah of Istanbul, like, you know. He was buried there at the fence of the citadel or whatever there. His grave, it's in Istanbul nowadays. So Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he was honored to host Rasulullah for 6 months. So, why I'm saying this example? Because many of them, those ones, they need support. I just received, well, I am coming in the way in the masjid, I received a message. And even Abdul Rahman commented in that. Some of them, they said, can you tell us if any group, if any ideas, if any program that support us to prepare ourselves for Ramadan? This is our first Ramadan and we want to enjoy as you do. Wallahi, that's what they wrote. So what's your idea? What's your reaction we'll do about this? I'm not alone with this. All of us, we need to do something. And you know what's that? You know, fasting Ramadan for them for the first time, somebody an adult, and somebody will go back to home and he will find pork on the plate with the family eating there. Do you know what that means? Like, you know, when everybody breaking the fast and they are against you and they make fun of you while you are fasting, when you make yourself tired. What we are doing for them. Do we have an idea? Are we ready to be the Ansar? And if you want to join us, helping them with all matters, I'm just giving you an example. I need to see hands. Even those watching us from there, are you willing to be among the Ansar? Jazakumullah khairan. Let's work together. Try to make this Ramadan special Ramadan for them. Let me end it with this. You know what's the worst day for them? The Eid day. Wallahi, they said it. When I made the survey, they said the worst day for the entire year for us is the day of Eid. You were happy and they were sad. Because we are not fulfilling the mu'adala, the equation of Muhajir and Ansar. We need this Ramadan will be special for them, and this Eid will be more special for them. Please, need your support, your ideas, your energy, your time, and inshallah we'll fulfill our duties. May Allah protect you all, and may Allah make us agent for goodness, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to serve His deen. Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan.